was having an interesting discussion with a professional rugby player, just a casual chat a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how particularly rugby teams like to win or have this pattern of winning or pattern of losing. We were talking in particular, we were at the Stormers game, and I said, I've noticed the Stormers like to be behind so they win at the end. It's like their pattern. He said, yeah, why is that? First thing on the top of my head was that it was the motivation. If you're the type of player that is motivated by overcoming the odds, so that's the thing that drives you inside, then you will generally create circumstances, whether you're conscious of it or not, so that you will make that happen. And if you can't make it happen right at the end, you're going to push yourself to make it happen. And it's really fascinating because if you're motivated by being like the top dog and by being in the lead, then you do everything to ensure that you stay ahead. Your defense changes, your attack changes, because your mentality around how you're motivated is different. If you're the type of player who loves that feeling of defying the odds, of like getting people to go so that you can be like, yeah, I told you, you guys didn't give me enough credit, nobody believed in me and I proved them wrong. You're actually going to slow down how quickly you begin winning. It's a very fascinating thing because the way we're motivated is tied to what we believe about ourselves. And if we believe that we're the type of person to defy the odds when no one believes in us, then we're going to create circumstances consciously or unconsciously to prove that our belief is true. And this is why it's so interesting to work on your mental game, because you might have a belief about yourself, a belief about your team, about your teammates, about your fans, about what people think of you. All those things play a very big role in how you show up, because this is how our brain works. Our brain starts with a belief. That belief is the filter through which we think. Those thoughts are what create our emotions. And sometimes our emotions are triggered by something, but very often a thought is what's triggering our emotion. And then our emotions drive our actions. So if you believe, oh, I'm an underdog, you're going to start thinking you're an underdog. You're going to feel like an underdog. And then you're going to start behaving like an underdog. And then that behavior is just going to reinforce that belief. And it's going to create these circumstances where you go, oh, it's because I'm an underdog. If you're wanting to change that motivation, check in with what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your teammates, what you believe about the players. Check in with that, because if you adjust that, some really interesting stuff starts happening. Check in with your motivation. If you find that you're in a team, guys tend to maybe you start out really strong and then you kind of fizzle out, push and push and push until you right at the end, all of a sudden everything goes, according to plan. It could be a part of the belief system of that team and how the team is motivated and how the players are motivated. If you are in a team that is not really getting off the ground, it's not getting the momentum that they need, check in. What does the team believe about itself? What is it that is going on? How is that team motivated? You'll probably find some really interesting stuff. If you'd like to set up a coaching session with me, you are welcome to message me. You can comment on this video. You can send me a private message. And all my details are across social media. You can find my website or my email address almost anywhere. Do a little bit of digging and you'll find me. Cool. I look forward to seeing you in a coaching session.